Hey, it's Adam, and today we're going to be talking about what I think is probably one of the most important topics in all of personal development. And that is the importance of being in your body. Body awareness is such an important personal development topic because it literally impacts every single aspect of your life. And that's because in every moment of your life, or whatever situation you find yourself in, you are guaranteed to be in your body. Your body comes with you wherever you go. So as you start to cultivate more body awareness by implementing some of these practices, which I'm going to be sharing with you later in this video, then you're going to see a huge improvement in the quality of your mood. You're going to just feel happier on a moment-to-moment basis. You're going to have more emotional management capabilities, so you're going to be able to control your anger, your depression, your anxiety, stress, cravings. This helps you manage your addictions. Body awareness also improves the quality of your dating life, your relationships, improves the quality of your sex life. Body awareness also improves your physical health because as we pay more attention to the state of our body, then it's a lot easier to stay in good physical condition. This even impacts your creativity because as we ground ourselves in our body, then we're able to tap into a flow state and share creative insights a lot more easily. And it even impacts your financial life. So your ability to make money in life is tied to the amount of influence and impact that you can have on other people's lives. So someone like Mark Zuckerberg, he's a multi-billionaire, and the reason why is because what he has created has had such a massive impact on the entire world. And as a human being, your ability to make good money is tied to your ability to positively influence other people. And as you ground yourself in your body and you're able to improve your mood and just the overall quality of your life, then you are going to be able to have a much bigger impact on other people's lives, and that will show in your bank account. So if you're someone who wants to be a leader, who wants to have a positive influence on other people, then body awareness is so key because you can really tell a lot about a person just by observing how they carry their body. When I walk down the street, I'm a Pisces, so I always talk about astrology. I love astrology, and I'm a Pisces, so I have this kind of natural ability to really quickly read other people's energy, and I can kind of intuitively get a lot of information about another human being just by kind of looking at them. And when I was living downtown, I'd walk by hundreds of people all day because downtown Toronto's crowded. And as I walk down the street, I'm able to actually get a lot of insight into the mental state of other people just based on how they are carrying their body. Intuitively, as human beings, we are good at reading other people's body language, and that gives us insight into another person's mood, how they're feeling, how they're thinking, where they're at in their life, what kind of mental tendencies that they have. So if you walk by someone and they're all tense and their shoulders are tense and their arms are rigid by their side and they have a furrowed brow where their forehead's full of wrinkles and their jaw's tight, you can tell a lot about that person. Maybe they're stressed out. Maybe I wouldn't really want to be around that person. On the other hand, I've also been on meditation retreats where I've seen the way that some of the enlightened masters carry their body, and you can really just literally absorb their energy just by observing the way that they walk. And these masters, sometimes they walk, each step, you can tell they're paying full attention to every single step that they take. And their breath is full and deep and relaxed. Their arms sway naturally beside them when they walk. And this is how spiritual masters and just human beings in general are able to have a massive influence on their followers just by being with their own body, being very present, and just being grounded in the present moment. You can have impact on other people's internal life just by being around them. It's pretty awesome. So, all right, let's get into the content. What do I mean when I say being in your body? What does this actually mean? What does this look like? So, most people who've never heard about this before will hear being in your body and they'll think, Adam, being in your body is the easiest thing ever because I can't not be in my body. I'm always in my body, so I don't know what you're talking about being in your body. It seems trivial. But when I talk about being in your body, what I'm referring to is your ability to stay grounded and present with the sensations and feelings that are happening in your body on a moment-to-moment basis. So throughout our lives, every single moment you're in your body, and there is constantly body sensations in every single moment. So whether that be tension in your back, tension in your stomach, tension in your gut, there's tension in literally every aspect of your body. As I name these body parts, bring your attention to the body part and notice that you probably haven't been paying a lot of attention to your body before this video started. And now as we start to actually go through your body parts and name them, then you'll notice that you really haven't been paying any attention at all. So pay some attention to your toes. Are you aware of your toes? What about your feet? Your feet are actually super, super important. If you look at reflexology, your feet are connected to basically every single organ in your body. So people who are really good foot massagers, they're able to massage someone's feet in a way where they actually know which part of the foot is connected to which organ. So I've sometimes experiment with this on myself where I rub my feet and I feel like, oh, when I touch this part of my foot, I can literally feel it impact my kidneys. Or when I touch this part of my foot, I can literally feel my heart or my liver. And this is, if you can increase your sensitivity of the present moment by practicing meditation and even doing some psychedelics in a responsible way, then you can actually start to see, holy shit, my feet are super important. And I'd say 95% of people totally, completely ignore their feet, and that leaves them very ungrounded because your feet is what grounds you into the earth. And I'm going to be sharing with you some techniques and practices that you can use to connect more deeply to the feeling of your feet, and this will completely revolutionize the quality of your entire life. It sounds a little bit weird, but it's that important. So pay attention to your ankles. What about your calves? Now, my friend, he's really into kinesiology, and he told me that people who have tense calves are generally very stressed out people. Right now, I'm literally massaging my calves. And that's because having tension in your calves is related to the fight or flight response in ancient humans. So if your calves are tense, what that means is that you're basically ready to run. So that would be either fight or flight. So if my calves are tense, that means I'm on edge, like I'm ready to move very quickly. So he said people who have tense calves tend to be very stressed out, and people who are very stressed out tend to have tense calves. And that really stuck with me when he said that. And there's a lot of stretches you can do to relieve your calves, or even you can massage them, and it's very important for relieving stress. Pay attention to your hamstrings, your quadriceps. Pay attention to your hips, which I've suffered from having very tight hips for most of my life, and that makes sitting in meditation very difficult, because if your hips are tense, then you can't really sit cross-legged, and that is going to make meditation a lot harder than it needs to be. So notice how when I'm bringing your attention to these areas of your body, just notice how they feel. And most of us have completely ignored our body for most of our lives. You completely, totally take your body for granted. And that is going to lead to a very miserable and stressful life where you're constantly seeking external forms of stress relief, especially if you're a guy and you have really a very tense body. You're constantly going to be seeking ways to relieve your stress, whether that be smoking cigarettes, watching porn and masturbating, smoking weed, eating food, drinking alcohol, playing video games. These are all forms of stress relief, especially for guys. And a lot of that is just because you're not actually connected and grounded in your body. And if you're someone who suffers from addictions, anxiety, depression, the main advice I give to myself and also to my coaching clients is, okay, I understand you're suffering from depression. It happens to all of us. The first thing you need to do is you need to ground yourself in your body. So I tell them to exercise or to go walk on some grass barefoot. And we're going to be getting into these techniques. I have a whole bunch of techniques for you guys which are super powerful. So also I want you to pay attention to your breath as well. So as you bring your attention to your stomach area, you don't necessarily need to change your breath, but I just want you to notice how your breath is. Is it shallow? Is it deep? How does your breath feel? Now, some of the techniques that we're going to be sharing with you later are, for example, Vipassana meditation, something I've done thousands of hours of Vipassana meditation. And one of the main things you do is just focus on your breath. And I was listening to Sadhguru the other day, and he said that your breath has so many different dimensions and subtleties that 99% of people never feel or tap into. Most people think there's two breaths. There's in and out, and that's it. But as you spend hours meditating on your breath and relaxing and grounding in the present moment, you start to see that your breath is like an entire universe. And your ability to pay attention to your breath, to manage your breath, to be aware of your breath, that has a tremendous impact on the quality of your mood, how you feel. And the quality of your mood is the most important aspect of your entire life, because the whole point of everything you do every single day is so that you can feel happy. From the second you wake up in the morning and go drink some water and put some socks on, everything you do is so that you can feel good in your body. So imagine if you can do something as simple as just paying attention to your breath, and you can feel good immediately without having to go the roundabout way by chasing external pleasure and eating greasy food and playing video games and going on social media. Instead of using those external things to feel pleasure, instead, you can just tap into your breath, spend 5 minutes meditating and grounding in your breath, and you'll feel fucking amazing. And you didn't have to smoke a cigarette, you didn't have to play video games. All you had to do was just sit and relax. This is a serious hack. This affects your entire life, which we're going to be talking about now. And I'm going to be going into literally every single aspect of your life. And I want to really paint a very vivid picture for how body awareness actually impacts very practically every single aspect of your life that I mentioned before. So before we get into that, I just want to finish the little body scan. We started at your feet. Now just pay attention to your back. Tension in your back. Pay attention to your shoulders. Give yourself a little massage. Just literally touch your body. It's extremely important for you to be able to connect to the way your body feels as consistently as possible in every present moment. The reason why body awareness is so essential is because since your body is here in every single present moment, if you are able to stay grounded and present with your body, what that means is that you're able to stay grounded and present in the present moment. And that is the essence of meditation, and that is the secret key to all of life, the secret key to happiness and the freedom from suffering is to stay present in every moment as frequently as possible. So as you learn something like Vipassana meditation, which is a Buddhist style of meditation, if you go on a retreat, what you'll notice is that their practices that they teach you involve you paying attention to your body for the entire meditation. So some Vipassanas are like a body scan. Some of them involve focusing on the breath. Some of them involve touching points where you bring your attention to different points of your body. And as you practice this for weeks, months, years, you start to experience emotional releases. You experience very weird things can happen to you when you do a lot of Vipassana meditation. And that's because we spend our entire lives locking tension and emotional trauma in our bodies. So your body is kind of like a rug, and all of the bullshit, anxiety, fear, stress, you sweep under the rug into your body. So whenever we want to repress a feeling, embarrassment, shame, guilt, suffering, grief, all of these negative feelings, if we don't want to feel them, what we always do is we just basically lock it into some kind of tension in our body. So maybe you hold your neck in a way where you're very tight, your throat can get tight, your eyebrows can get tight, your jaw can get very tight. And that's why I say when I interact with people and I even just see people walking down the street, I can actually see the tension that they are carrying in their body, and then I can get a very good read of this person's internal life, because you can really see how much tension they're holding in their body. And I generally I prefer to surround myself with people who are very body conscious and who have very relaxed bodies, because these tend to be very relaxed, cool people in general. All right, so we tend to lock tension and stress into our body. Body awareness is just presence of the present moment. Now let's talk about how body awareness practically affects every single aspect of your life. And let's start with your mood. And this is an extremely important point. One thing that I've been realizing very, very strongly in my life is that my mood is the most important thing to be paying attention to as frequently as possible. If you want to have a good litmus test for how emotionally mature you are as a human being, if you want to know how personally developed you are, then you need to pay attention to your mood on a daily basis. If when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? Do you feel angry? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel cravings for video games or coffee or to check your phone for social media? What do you feel first thing in the morning? What do you feel after breakfast? What do you feel at lunch? What do you feel after work? How do you feel? Constantly check in with yourself and see, what is my mood? Is it a good feeling mood or is it a bad feeling mood? Am I constantly chasing after external mood regulators like cigarettes, coffee, sugar, video games, social media? Am I constantly chasing after those things to make myself feel better? Or do I have the ability to self-regulate and feel calm and relaxed without needing some kind of external pleasure? So regardless of how old a human being is, you can be 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, you are only as mature as you are able to regulate and manage your own mood. If you can find someone, whether they're 10 years old, 20 years old, doesn't matter how old they are, and this person is able to embody a high vibration feeling state, a high mood, a feeling of bliss, a feeling of love and divine union in any moment, and they're able to tap into that at will, this is an extremely mature person. It's a very emotionally mature person. And the reason why is because the reason why mood is so important is because you got to understand the whole point of your life is to feel a good mood as frequently as possible. That's the whole point of everything you do, is to feel good. And if you look at David Hawkins, and even you start to learn a little bit about law of attraction, you will find that your mood is a kind of vibration. So bad moods, guilt, shame, anger, depression, these are very low vibration emotions and they feel like crap. And what you'll find is that if you spend your entire life in these very low states, I have done that. I've spent many weeks and months in total, complete, abject depression. I've been there, and you'll notice that your life doesn't really work that well. Things don't line up. If you're holding a negative vibration, a low vibration, your life will reflect that to you. Things won't go your way. Everything will seem difficult. However, on the other hand, if you maybe practice some meditation, exercise, lift your spirits, listen to some music, dance, if you're able to raise your feeling state up into your heart and into your, if you're just able to feel good, then you'll find that your life tends to line up a lot easier. Opportunities come your way. People want to hang out with you. People want to do business with you. People want to work with you. People want to hang out with you. People want to date you. And that's because when you are able to hold a positive feeling emotion, then law of attraction basically aligns other positive things and brings it to you in your life. That's a whole other topic. Check out my video, how law of attraction works. But this is why being in your body is basically the whole game of life. If you want to have a great life, then become very, very good at being in your body. And I'm going to be teaching you how you can use these techniques to actually raise your vibration. All right. Next, let's talk about how being in your body affects your ability to handle anger. Okay, so practically, let's say you're feeling very angry. Okay, you're talking to someone and they're making you feel angry. I've been there. In fact, for my whole life, I've been a very easily triggered person, and I get angry and annoyed very easily. I've always been like this. I don't know why. So the anger has been a very good teacher for me, because whenever you feel angry, you will instantly feel it in your body. It's like a kind of tension, maybe a hot feeling, like you want to explode. Could be in your chest. For me, it's in my chest and in my back. For other people, it might be in your neck, in your eyebrows. But for me, it's really like in my shoulders. So if you're, let's say, practicing meditation and are increasing your body awareness by using the techniques, which we're going to get to, then in that moment, when you feel yourself getting angry, you will ground in your body, take a deep breath, and you'll actually feel the anger as tension in your body, and then you'll be able to just kind of detach from it and just watch it. And then in that act of detaching from it and watching it, the anger actually starts to dissipate. So this is a massive skill. If you go to a monastery in Japan and you go to the most enlightened monk in the Zen monastery and you go poke him with a stick, he won't get angry at you. Because he has spent his entire life detaching from his emotions. Now that doesn't mean suppressing his emotions. So the key thing about body awareness and emotional intelligence in general is that we're not trying to suppress emotions, but we're actually doing the opposite. We're trying to feel the emotion so fully that it actually loses its power. So for example, when you are getting angry, if you're not being conscious, if you're just kind of stuck in the experience of anger, then naturally you're resistant to the feeling. You're trying to get rid of it. And normally the way you get rid of it is by exploding outwards or by striking inwards and hurting yourself. A lot of women do this. When women get very angry, in a lot of cases, instead of blowing up, what they do is they actually strike inwards and they hurt themselves in some way. And men tend to strike outwards. So instead of doing that, instead of being lost in the anger, if you can watch the anger with awareness and feel it fully and actually allow it to kind of soak your being, then what you'll find is that anger is just a feeling. And you don't need to necessarily get rid of it. As you start to actually detach and just watch it with neutrality, then the negative feeling of anger actually transmutes and changes into a positive feeling of excitement or of even a humor and laughter. And this transmutation is a super powerful thing to do. This is the mark of a master. If you're able to take your anger and transform it into humor or laughter. All right. Also, how do we use body awareness to get out of a depressive funk? So if you're someone who's stuck in a rut, if you're someone who is kind of going through the motions of life, maybe you're lost in some kind of addiction cycle where you're just kind of chasing pleasure in a loop over and over again, playing too many video games, eating junk food, smoking weed. I've been there. The main way that you can break out of this depressive funk is by getting out of your head and into your body. So practically, let's say you are, in a funk of depression for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and you can't seem to break out of it. The main advice I give you is to, first of all, turn your phone off, turn your electronics off, and go outside. And you need to actually go outside. And what I always recommend is going outside, go find some grass, go find some nature of some kind, and take your shoes off. See, this sounds weird, but this is exactly what works. Take your shoes off, take your socks off, and stand on that grass. And this is really hard in the winter. So in the winter, I recommend doing other things like yoga or going to the gym. But if it's the summer, like it is right now in Canada, go stand on some grass. Take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, no phone, no music, just walk around on the grass and just stretch your body a little bit. Just stand in that field or that forest or whatever you are. Literally just start breathing, stretching, do some push-ups, do some little bit of yoga, go for a sprint. This will completely annihilate your depression. I'm telling you. And the reason why is because depression is something that unless you're clinically depressed and you actually have a miswiring in your brain, then in that case, you need to see a doctor. But if you're just kind of like in an average state of depression, like most people are in the 21st century, the reason why is because you're spending too much time on your electronics, and you're spending too much time in your mind, and you're not in your body. So the number one advice I give people is get your attention into your body. And I'm gonna go through these techniques more in detail as this video progresses. All right, so you can use body awareness to deal with anxiety, stress, and even craving as well. You'll find that if you're able to fully inhabit your body, like walking on the grass, dancing, then you feel really good. And what you'll find is all of your cravings that you have tend to be activities that put you into your body and out of your mind. So if you're someone who is addicted to eating junk food, or you're addicted to sugar, or you're addicted to watching porn, or you're addicted to smoking weed, what you'll find is that really what you want is not the greasy food. You don't actually want the porn or the sex or the greasy food. What you actually want is just to be in your body and to feel good. So by doing these techniques, which again we're going to get into, you can engineer a good feeling state for yourself without needing porn or greasy food or cigarettes or something like that. And then your cravings will go down a lot. You'll have a lot less cravings for things, and it'll be a lot easier for you to quit addictions and to just live a sober kind of lifestyle. All right, so let's talk about how body awareness affects dating, relationships, and your sex life. So, okay, let's start with dating. So, for me as a young man, I had a serious problem with attracting girls that were my age. I didn't know what to do, like at all. And I think this is common for a lot of guys. Me especially, I just felt really awkward, weird, very overly logical. Like I didn't know how to just relax and like have fun when I'm flirting with a girl. I was just very like serious and like stuck in my head. And no girls were interested in that, right? Because I'm, weird and stuck in my head. Girls don't like that. So I felt really bad. That, lowered my self-esteem. That made me feel bad. And then when I was, 16 or 17, I realized, okay, I really need to get this dating thing handled. Otherwise, I'm going to be depressed for the rest of my life, because sexuality is a basic need, and if I don't know how to handle that without just watching porn, if I don't know how to, attract a real life girl, then I'm gonna feel like shit forever. So I don't want that. So what I did was I read a bunch of books about dating, relationships, and I went out and practiced. And what I noticed is that one of the best ways for a man to attract a woman, and also for a woman to attract a man, is, are you able to ground in the present moment and into your body? So if I have a girlfriend now, but let's say if I wanted to attract a girl and flirt with her and maybe ask her out on a date, and I've never met this girl before, maybe it's at a party or something, the way that I would get this girl to become attracted to me is by first and foremost grounding in my body. So that involves taking a deep breath, exercising that day, in the morning, exercising, rolling my shoulders out, feeling my feet, literally shaking out my body a little bit, and just bringing my attention into my body. And then when you go talk to a pretty girl, then it's very easy, first of all, to maintain eye contact, which is super key, because eye contact is how you exchange information. So if the girl sees that the guy is avoiding eye contact and is like, all over the place, what that means is that he's self-conscious and that he doesn't believe in himself. He doesn't believe in his ability to be a man, basically. And that's not very attractive for the girl. The girl wants to talk to a guy who is comfortable making good eye contact. So the best way to do that is to learn how to ground your energy into your body and to relax. So ways you can do this are taking a deep breath, shaking it out, like I said. Be in your body, out of your mind, into your body. And what that does is that makes you, as a guy and also as a girl, very happy. It makes you feel good. And then you no longer need this other person to make you feel good. So if I'm a guy and I see a really attractive girl at a party, then if I go up to her from a place of neediness where I'm not feeling that good inside, and then I feel like I need her to make me feel good through sex or whatever, then she's not going to like that. That's not cool for her, because it feels like, I'm just some guy who's trying to like use her to gratify my own needs. However, if you go up to this beautiful girl from a place of love like for the present moment, love for the entire universe, love for the now, and this comes with an air of playfulness, of joking around, having fun. Let's say maybe you're at a party. There's no parties now because of COVID, but when there was parties, the one thing I had to do was to make sure that I dance a lot, dance and really like get deep into my body. And dancing is one of the techniques I'll share. And if you can like totally fully allow yourself to dance and express yourself 100% without holding anything back at all, then that's one of the absolute best ways to get into your body. So literally listen to that music. If it's a song you like, then literally just fully 100% allow that music to penetrate your being and just move and dance. And I'm not a dancer. I don't know how to dance, but I do know how to dance because I know how to feel happy when I hear good music, and then I just kind of let it out in whatever goofy, weird way. If you've ever if you've ever been to like a party or club with me, then you're gonna see some really fucking weird dance moves. Like I pioneered the shopping cart. I'll actually do that. I'll go like I'll do the shopping cart. It's so stupid, but this is very important for, first of all, taking life less seriously and grounding in your body. And then if, let's say, I want to go talk to a girl or ask her to dance, then I have no problem doing that because I'm not taking myself seriously. I'm in my body. I'm having a good time. I'm in the zone. If this girl wants to dance with me or not, who cares? Because I'm having a fucking blast and I don't need another person to make me feel happy about myself. All right? And this is very important from the girl's perspective as well. One thing that guys are very, very attracted to is girls who know how to inhabit their bodies. So obviously, women's bodies are very attractive for both girls and guys. And guys specifically, obviously, are attracted to the way her body looks, but they're even more attracted to the actual energy of the woman's body. So if a girl is able, let's say, to relax her body and to flow with the present moment and to dance, then that is one of the sexiest things on the planet, because the feminine body is an expression of divinity. Everything is an expression of divinity, but the feminine body is very beautiful. And especially if, let's say, a girl knows how to dance and actually be in her body and feel comfortable in her own body, then guys will literally be moved to tears. And this was something I read a long time ago. I don't know where it's from, but in India, when the women would do their sacred dance, and they would dress up and they would do their sacred dance, and the men would literally watch this dance and they would literally be moved to tears and they would cry because the expression of the feminine form is so beautiful and magnificent. And obviously that's very attractive. So as a girl, being in your body helps you deal with your self-consciousness. It helps you deal with insecurity. It helps you deal with feeling like you're not good enough or feeling like you're not pretty enough. And of course, being in your body is going to lead you to taking more care of your body. So the reason why guys are attracted to girls with clear skin, long hair, girls that wear nice clothes, they don't have to be revealing, but just, clothes that are like nice, if obviously in good physical shape, then that's attractive because that's an indicator of a girl who takes care of herself. She probably eats healthy, she probably goes to the gym. That's something that's very attractive because you're in your body. Congrats, good job, right? So that's how body awareness is going to improve your dating. Relationships is exactly the same thing. Obviously, relationships are different, but if you can be in your body when you're having an argument with your loved one, or if you can keep up a workout routine and actually spend some time being in your body, then you'll find your relationships all of them go a lot smoother. And obviously sex is totally its own topic. There's so much to talk about there. But the main key to having good sex is to be in the present moment with your actual body and not stuck in your mind. So this is very important for guys. instead of, being stuck in your mind, you're like, oh, like, what should I do next? Or like, is she liking this? Is this fun? Or thinking about, some porn video that you watched. Instead of that, actually be present with the girl or guy that you're with. And that will actually make you more spontaneous and more able to kind of act out in the moment. And that's what is fun about sex. And obviously, as a girl, if you can, fully be in your body and, fully drink in all of the sensations, then that is going to make for a much better experience for you. And also that's going to make for a better experience for the guy as well. And that's going to make him fuck you better, basically, because you're not self-conscious. You're not afraid of being sexual. You realize that sex is a natural part of life. So the opposite would be a girl who's very like tense, angular, rigid, afraid of taking her panties off because, God is going to smite her down. That's not very attractive. Now, that doesn't mean that, you drop your panties for any guy, but, if you're in a committed relationship, a lot of girls have problems relaxing during sex, and that's a serious issue, right? So body awareness is the key to fixing that entire fiasco. All right. Next, let's talk about how body awareness improves your physical health. This is very obvious, but it needs to be said that as we practice meditation, exercise, yoga, eating healthy, things that bring you into your body, then you're going to become a lot more acutely aware of the way your body feels. And then you're going to stop eating gross food that makes your body feel like shit. So if I eat a Big Mac and I'm like, oh fuck, this ruins my entire system, like it makes my stomach hurt, that affects my mood, that affects the way I feel, that affects everything, that affects my bowel movement the next day or maybe the next hour if it's McDonald's, and you can't keep up the bad habit of eating unhealthy food if you have sufficient body awareness. You're gonna naturally start to crave salads with vegetables and fruit, because as you practice meditation, get into your body, you're gonna realize how much better you feel with a stomach full of vegetables and salad as opposed to a stomach full of deep fried Mars bars. Okay. So that affects your physical health. And obviously, when you're exercising, when you're working out, one trap that many guys fall into especially is this kind of mechanical workout regimen where they go to the gym and they just like lift the heaviest weights that they possibly can, and they're just all stiff and rigid, and they're like, ooh, and they're, like doing like, the heaviest weights and just doing rigid exercises. There's nothing wrong with lifting weights. It's very healthy, very awesome, especially for guys. It helps boost that masculine energy. I think it's essential to lift weights or do some kind of weight exercise. But when you have body awareness, it completely changes the way that you exercise. Because when I was young and I first started getting into the gym, it was very easy to just go to the gym and just do as many sets as possible, push myself to the absolute limit, and be very rigid and stiff and tense. That's a problem. That's how you get injured. Now, nowadays, because I have more body awareness, because I've been doing all these practices, nowadays if I go to the gym, which are all closed, but if I go exercise, there is a lot more emphasis on how is my body feeling right now? How am I feeling right now? Like, how is my breath feeling? how is my chest feeling? So if I do a set of bench press, great. There's nothing wrong with bench press. Bench press is awesome. But as you're doing the bench press, maybe you should lighten the weight a little bit and just pay attention to your form. Pay attention to your legs. Pay attention to your feet. Next time you do bench press, pay attention to your feet. How do your feet feel? That's like the last thing that you would think to do. Pay attention to your breath. Actually make the movement a smooth and controlled movement. That's body awareness. Actually pay attention to your form as opposed to just being stuck in your head and just going, ugh, ugh, ugh. You'll find, first of all, that you'll actually get better muscle growth because as your mind focuses on the muscle group that you're trying to work out, that actually activates more of your supporting muscles and tissues. I'm not like a personal trainer, but it's common sense. So you pay attention to what you're working out, you actually activate it more, and then you actually get better results in the gym. And also that decreases risk of injury, and that also leads to a more lean and balanced body. So there's nothing wrong with having big muscles. I like working out and working on my muscles, but there is such thing as kind of overdoing it and just kind of only trying to have massive muscles. And what you'll find is that actually makes your body stiff, rigid, and inflexible. So the goal is not to, look like, like Arnold, like a bodybuilder. It's okay to have big muscles, but the main goal is to have functional muscles that are actually flexible and you're able to stretch, you're able to move in a full range of motion. That is the goal of working out and not just to look good. Yeah. So if you're a guy, pay more attention to how your body feels when you work out. Don't get so obsessed with having the biggest muscles. Instead, get obsessed with the idea of having the most conscious muscles, having the most attention and awareness over your muscles, having good flexibility, right? And that has to do with yoga and all that stuff. All right, we're gonna take a super quick pause and then I'm going to continue with the rest of the list. All right, let's talk about how body awareness improves creative ability and also helps you get into that flow state where you can be super creative and also feel really good and get those creative juices flowing. So creativity is a massive topic, and one of the main ways that I've personally found is very important for being able to get creative insights, to work on creative projects, and to actually perform. So right now I'm making a video. That's me performing something creative. You could be a painter or a writer or something. But in order to actually create, you need to be very good at grounding yourself in your body. And the reason why is because creativity is something that comes from a source that is beyond your ego, a source that is beyond your selfish self. So I notice that whenever I'm trying to be creative or whenever I'm selfishly involved in the creative process where I'm being creative just so that I can get a lot of views or just so that I can gain something from it, if I'm being creative just to make money or to get approval and status, if I'm being creative for a selfish, egotistical reason, then it doesn't flow as well compared to if I'm just in the moment, in my body, just having fun and relaxing. Then the creativity flows like water and it's a lot easier to be creative. This is super important because creativity is a very important part of life for me as someone who's naturally very creative. But I honestly think almost all human beings are naturally very creative. And that's a part of the being a human. That's one of the most amazing and juicy parts of life, is to be able to hone your craft, or to be able to create something so beautiful that when you go back and look at it, you inspire yourself and you actually make yourself cry, or you make yourself, you move yourself with your own creativity. That's one of the most important parts of life for me. And I think for a lot of people too, I talk to, most people want to have some sort of creative hobby or even full-time career. And creativity is not easy. I'll make a whole separate video about that. But if you want to tap into that flow state where you're basically one with reality and you're flowing with the moment like Lao Tzu, then you need to be able to tap into your body. That's because body awareness is presence. It is groundedness in the present moment. And when you're grounded in the present moment, you are closest to the source of all of creation, which is you, which is God, which is existence, the now, the universe. The universe is naturally a creative force. God is a creator. God has created everything. You have created everything. Your mind has the ability to create an entire existence, an entire universe. You know this because when you dream, notice how when you dream, you can dream up an entire universe. Just like that, in a snap. Your consciousness has infinite creative potential. And you, as a human being, have a sliver of this potential. You have the ability to tap into this creativity and harness it and use it to share it with the world. And that feels good. So when you're being creative, you're actually closest with God and you're closest with your true self. And this leads into, this improves your ability to influence other people. So one thing that a lot of people want is to have some kind of legacy or to have some kind of positive impact on the world, or at least on the lives of other people. And one of the best ways to influence people is to create art. The whole purpose of art is to make a change in the world, to make a change in the mind of the observer. So when a painter paints, he's trying to evoke some kind of feeling or emotion in the observer of his painting. Or when I make a video, I'm trying to evoke something within you. I'm trying to help you or guide you in some way. Or when a musician is playing his guitar, he wants to play his guitar in such a high state where he's fully merged with bliss, with God, where he's in that state of pure flow and he's just completely shredding the guitar. And that feeling, he's actually sharing that with other people. And that's beautiful. That's one of the deepest reasons to be alive. And the more you're able to do that by being in your body more, the more influence you'll have on other people's lives. The more of a deep influence you'll have on other people's lives. And that will come back to you in more opportunities, more friendships, more relationships, and more money. So business, really what it is I am helping other people. So that's what business is. So literally any kind of business is me. When I say me, I just mean the business owner. The business owner is just trying to influence and help other people so much that the other person feels like they should pay some money for whatever the business is offering because it's going to help their lives. And the best way to influence and impact other people is to be creative, and the best way to do that is to be in your body. So notice how many areas of your life that the tentacles of this topic reach out to and affect basically every aspect of your life. The reason why is because reality is one. It's all interconnected. So when we talk about one topic like body awareness, really we have to bring in the entire universe into this topic because that's how it works. So that's what I like to do here is I'm bringing it all together, right? So if you notice that this content is it's deeper than usual, that the reason why is because I'm literally integrating and bringing together all of everything into this topic. It's more than just body awareness. This is all of existence. All right, so obviously body awareness also helps with your meditation and your ability to stay present and grounded. And it also makes a night and day difference in your psychedelic trips. So, man, I have one video, how to do magic mushrooms for beginners. It's getting a lot of views, and I'm getting a lot of comments. People are telling me all the bullshit that they do when they're on mushrooms. And people are like, oh, I did 7 grams and then drank a bunch of alcohol, and then I had a bad trip. I don't know why. Or like, oh, I went to a Brazilian steakhouse, and then I decided right after is a good idea to do some mushrooms. It's like... If you are able to be more conscious when you actually do psychedelics, then it's a night and day difference. This is the difference between having a terrible trip where you're fighting yourself, you're resisting, you're seeing demons, and you call the police on yourself. That's the difference between that and doing just a little bit and having a complete explosion of God consciousness and fully grounding in the moment and having deep penetrating insights that teach you about the structure of the entire universe. You learn about the mind, psychology, the ego, duality, non-duality, the history, Lao Tzu, all of humanity. All of this comes together in some kind of non-dual soup, and then you realize that existence is a dream, and then it's a blissful experience. So you get the point. The main difference here is, are you able to be in your body or not? Because if you had some body awareness, you would know that maybe it's not a good idea to go to a Brazilian steakhouse and then do some mushrooms right after. That might cause some problems. Or if you're tripping and you're like, okay, now I'm gonna go eat a bunch of food. No, see, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. Okay, the best way to do most psychedelics is to have a basically empty stomach, because the food is going to affect your energy. It's going to affect your trip, and you would know this if you had body awareness. All right, let's talk about the techniques to increase your body awareness. Some of these are a little bit weird, but I promise you all of them are extremely effective, and if you start implementing them every day or use at least a couple of these, then you're going to notice a night and day difference in all of these different aspects that we just talked about. All right. So the first technique that I touched on before is going to a park, going to a big patch of grass. You can even do this in your backyard or your lawn, or if you live in the city, go find a park. If it's the winter, then you can't do this, but during the summer, definitely do a lot of this. And that is taking off your shoes and your socks and being barefoot on the earth, on the grass. And this seems like some hippy dippy shit, but it's actually like the most important thing for managing your emotional system. So I'm not, sharing with you some hippy dippy shit. I'm sharing with you some proven science that actually helps you regulate your emotions and actually calms you down and makes you feel good. Something super simple is going barefoot on the grass. Super important. Most human beings haven't done this in years, because every single time we go outside, we put shoes on. But I'm telling you, by doing something just as simple as taking your shoes off and standing on the grass for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, walking around, digging your feet in, maybe even going to the beach and being barefoot in the sand. Oh my God, that's why we love the beach, because our feet are actually connected to the floor. And I touched on this before, your feet have all kinds of nerves and centers that are connected to other organs in your body. So reflexology talks about how your feet, if you can give someone a really good foot massage, you can affect their organs. You can affect their body. That's why when you have your feet massaged, it actually feels like your whole body is relaxing. So that's very important. And this also, as a side note, pay attention to what kind of shoes that you're wearing. This is very important. Very recently, I've just become super conscious of the fact that my shoes suck. And my shoes, they're like, my friend, he told me the difference between shoes that are shaped like shoes, where they have pointy toes, versus shoes that are shaped like actual human feet, that give you a wider toe box so that your pinky toe and your point and your big toe are not scrunched together. And that actually makes you feel a lot more grounded on the floor. And that is going to make you feel more grounded as a person. So something as simple as getting a better pair of shoes. Recently, I bought these sandals that are they're completely flat and they're literally made of rope. I'm actually going to link them. They're fucking amazing. They're so comfortable, and it's like a night and day difference in the way I feel when I walk. And obviously everything's interconnected. So if your shoes are not giving your feet enough mobility, then that's going to affect your ankles, and that is going to affect your calves, and that is going to affect your knees, and that's going to affect your hamstrings, and that is going to affect your groin, and that is going to affect your stomach, and that's going to affect your shoulders, that's going to affect your posture, that's going to affect your head, that's going to affect your mood, it's going to affect the entire fucking universe. Because now your mood is affected, now you can't be creative, now you can't share your gift with the world because you're not paying attention to your feet. Okay? So it seems crazy, but something as simple as going outside, connecting to your feet, stretching your feet, grounding on the grass, this is very important. Okay? Okay, so the next technique, which is essential, is Vipassana meditation or mindfulness meditation. And I started doing Vipassana very seriously when I was 16. I went on a meditation retreat in Toronto, and since then I've been on over 10 retreats, and these really changed my life. And the Vipassana practice specifically is really about grounding in your body. So whenever we're doing Vipassana, it usually involves some kind of breath meditation where you're focusing on the rising and falling sensation of your breath. My palate's really itchy. I have allergies. But okay. So with me right now, I want you to just take a breath. I want you to pay attention to your stomach, and I want you to pay attention how your stomach rises and falls when you take this breath. So let's do it again. Now you might actually feel yourself feeling a little bit calmer, a little bit more grounded, a little bit more relaxed. That's because you just grounded your attention into your body. You just meditated. Congratulations. And if you can do this for 10 days straight for 18 hours a day, like on a meditation retreat, then you can probably imagine that this relaxation, the level of relaxation that you can get from this is deeply penetrating, and this will change your entire life. So if you can meditate for 20 minutes a day, and you can just focus on your breath, the quality of your breath, and just relax and ground into your body just for 20 minutes in the morning after you exercise, that is going to have a massive impact on your entire life, which we just spent the entire first half of the video talking about exactly how this impacts every single aspect of your life. So Vipassana is very important. It's about mindfulness, being aware of your body, relaxing your body. One thing I learned when I was on a solo retreat at the Dharma Center of Canada was most of that retreat was basically just about the teacher helping me become more connected to my body. Because up until that point, I wasn't very aware of my body, and I had a lot of tension in my hips, and I wasn't able to sit properly. I wasn't walking properly. My posture was bad. So that was making it virtually impossible for me to meditate, which means that it's virtually impossible for me to be happy, basically, and to be relaxed. So this teacher taught me how to walk properly. And it seems kind of crazy, but when you walk, what you should do is you should put your attention on your feet. Okay, so when you're walking, don't be lost in your head. Actually pay attention to your feet. Walk slowly. Breathe. Relax your arms. Relax your shoulders. Stand up straight. And as you walk, sway your hips from left to right. So as you put your left foot down, move your left hip. And as you move your right foot down, move your right hip. And just allow that to move naturally. And if you can walk like this, it'll make you feel more grounded in the moment, and that will make you feel happier. So you can learn walking meditation. You can also learn sitting meditation, Vipassana. I'll talk about that more in future videos. Another technique is work out, exercise consciously. Like I said, lift weights, do some yoga. So stretch your damn body, do some downward dog, child's pose, go to a yoga class, actually learn how to do yoga, take a yoga class on YouTube for free, start practicing that, stretch your body. I have one friend who always tells me, he's like, oh damn, I need to do yoga. And every time I see him, he's been saying this for like 2 years. He's like, damn, I need to do yoga. I'm like, yo, just do some yoga, okay? Very important, super important. Take 30 minutes, stretch, stretch, stretch. You'll get better at it. And as you're doing yoga, and just during the day in general, even when you're not doing yoga, learn how to breathe. So I have a video, how to breathe properly. Check that out. Also, this technique is awesome. I'm gonna demonstrate for you guys right now. This is just like, just literally jump up and down and wiggle your body. Jump up and down like this. Move your neck. Shake out your ankles. Breathe. And then also what you can do is you can actually smack your body like this. So you can literally just like start on your arms, smack and start smacking your stomach. You smack your ass. Start smacking your legs, literally. Go all the way down, start smacking your feet. You can do it again here. Smack your feet. And this is, actually try it. Try it right now. This moves the energy through your body, and it feels absolutely amazing, and it helps you get more grounded in your body. The next technique is dancing. So this is super important. I recommend every single human being on earth dance every single day. Very important. Dancing is the elixir of life. It's like, it's very healing to just put on some super happy music and dance your ass off. Put on some Bee Gees, some disco, whatever you like, and dance for like 5 minutes. Just put some headphones on, you can do it in your room by yourself, dance your ass off. Like literally, I'll fully allow all of that energy to move. If you're like, no, I don't know how to dance. The point of dancing isn't to look cool. The point of dancing is to feel good, because dancing is an expression of emotion and it's an expression of life. So you don't need to, do the hottest dance that you see on TikTok. What you do need to do is you need to literally allow your body to move in whichever way it wants to. So you're listening to that music, literally just sway around, let your limbs loose. You can be all floppy and whatever, and just like fully move around and dance. Super important. Also, the next technique is to get a massage. You can have another person, you can get a professional massage. I recommend getting a professional massage. I've only had one in my life, and I would like to get into having more of these, because it's super important for grounding in your body and relaxing your body tissues. Massages are extremely important, and they can be expensive, but it's a worthwhile investment. Maybe just spend less money on video games or, pointless knickknacks and clothes and stuff like that, and instead get a massage once a week, and you'll find that that totally transforms your energy. Also, another way you can get more involved in your body is by doing psychedelics. And if you can do a low dose of mushrooms or maybe even a little bit of LSD, you will find that naturally it feels a lot easier to be in your body. One of the most healing things any human being can do is literally just do a very small dose of mushrooms, 0.5 grams to 1 gram of dried mushrooms. Go out by yourself, empty stomach, bring a little bag with you with some water. Go out into some nature, some forest. Don't get lost, and just stretch. Just do a little bit of mushrooms. Just breathe and just stretch. And that is some life-changing shit right there. And a lot of people will see like, oh, I'm too busy to do that, or how's that gonna help my life, or how's that gonna make me more money? Well, that's not gonna make you more money, but it's gonna make you more aware of your body, which is going to make you happier, which is going to improve your mood, which is going to improve your ability to be creative, which indirectly is going to make you more money. So, pretty crazy. All right, those are all the techniques. Let's recap. So today we talked about the importance of being in your body. One of the most important topics to know about and to be aware of in personal development. Body awareness is so important because your body's with you in every single moment, and it affects literally every single aspect of your life. We talked about how it affects your dating, your relationships and sex, your mood, your emotional management, how it affects your physical health, how it affects your creativity, how it enables you to have more influence on other people. We talked about how that even affects your finances and even your money management, because if you have less cravings to buy all this stuff to make you feel happy, because you already feel happy because you know how to be in your body, then you're actually going to be spending less money, and that'll actually, that'll add up to a little bit more money in your bank account at the end of the month. How body awareness also helps with your meditation, your ability to be present, and also it makes a night and day difference in the quality of your psychedelic trips. The techniques you can use are using your feet, getting out on the grass, doing some Vipassana meditation, I highly recommend. Work out, lift some weights, do yoga, breathe consciously, jump around, wiggle, smack your body, do some dancing, get a massage, and also do some psychedelics as well. So if you want to learn how to do psychedelics properly, you can check out my video, How to Use Psychedelics to Heal Your Mind. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video and you got some value from it and you like listening to it, this was a longer one. Thanks for sticking all the way through. Leave a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. It helps my channel grow and it helps get this information out to more people. It's all free. So this is very useful for human beings to understand the topics that I'm talking about here. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. I got my new office space here. I recently moved, which is why I haven't uploaded in a week or two. It's because moving is the most stressful thing. It's just so annoying. There's so many little factors. It took me a week just to get Wi-Fi installed in my house, but it's all installed now, as you can tell. And I'm getting furniture in slowly. This is my little temporary studio. I'm probably going to change it. Let me know if you like it or if you don't like it. If you stuck through this far in the video, we're going to do the little secret emoji thing. So if you got this far in the video, you can put an emoji of a rainbow. So that'll kind of let me know that you actually watched the video all the way through, and that'll be so cool. I love seeing when people actually post that secret emoji at the end of the video. It makes me super happy. So yeah, so I got the new office. That means more videos are coming out. I'm gonna make at least 2 or 3 videos a week now. So get excited for that. We got a lot of amazing content to talk about. I'm going to be talking more about spiritual enlightenment and techniques that you can use to awaken your consciousness. Super powerful techniques. And we're talking about some killer stuff coming up, so stay tuned for that. If you'd like to talk to me one-on-one, then you can DM me on Instagram at Adam_Miceli, and we can have a little chat. I can talk to you on the phone, or you can just text if you have some questions for me or stuff like that. I try my best to answer people's questions. And also, if you're interested in doing a life coaching session with me, if I feel like I can actually help you and that you're serious about it, then I can give you a free life coaching session for 90 minutes to 2 hours. I've done some amazing work with other people, and we'll get some testimonials up in here very soon. And my clients are gaining a lot of success through working with me one-on-one. So if that's something that interests you, then reach out. And otherwise, stay tuned for more free videos, and I will catch you in the next one.